Welcome back
to the Not So Perfect podcast. I am Matt Chinn along with
Gerardo Cornejo.
Carne asada, if you ask Siri.
Carne asada in the building. Welcome back, guys. Welcome
Glad
back.
to have you guys. How's things been going?
Halfway through January. It's felt pretty long. It's felt like a pretty long January so far.
It's been busy.
It's been calm for now. Kind of just putting last year into place and where we want to move forward with. We talked about at our meeting yesterday. A lot of people do New Year's resolutions and goals and they go all in, which some of those are already like broken by now.
Yeah, that should say a lot about where you're at in your life if you can't manage a 30-day plan, a 60-day plan, or something that could lead into lifelong lifestyle changes. So if you've fallen already for New Year's resolutions, year's not over, so get back on the horse.
Yeah, it's okay. 99%. It happens to 99% of us.
Yep. You remember what we talked? The most common used word in the podcast we did about the fitness and health myths.
Consistency.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Not the 9-hour workouts you do once a week. Not the 700 miles you might bike on your Peloton, but showing up every day. Whether that's 20 minutes, an hour, show up for yourself every day. And even if you're not doing it for yourself, first off, you should be, because that's what motivates you more than anything. If you can't do it for yourself, who are you really doing it for? So if you can't do it for yourself first, but you can do it for your kids, you got something internally going wrong if you can't put yourself first for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour a day. So something to think about. But we're going to lead this one off with, we didn't get to do it last week, so we had to follow it up this week.
Yep.
Mr. Cornejo partook with his lovely wife, Stacy, in the High Rocks event up in Columbia, Missouri.
Yes, a wonderful shout out to Soul Runner and the High Rocks community.
Yeah.
What a cool environment, but it's always a good reminder of those communities, the runner community, the CrossFit community, the High Rocks community, just the fitness community. It was very humbling.
Oh, yeah.
Again, Stacy asked me to do High Rocks with her. It was 10 days before the event, so I trained. I did a workout, High Rocks workout, which was terrible. I think the event was better than the actual workout, the workout we did. But watched a lot of videos, prepared myself, trained myself, because I wanted to prove myself that it's just all mental.
Yeah, and sometimes we got to get comfortable being uncomfortable, right?
Very uncomfortable, very humbling with all, not just females, but at all ages, but a lot of females were just running laps around me, just killing me.
It's humbling.
I'm trying to keep up with Stacy. I slowed her down, but we accomplished the events. We killed it on the events, but the run was the hardest part. But we finished it. We did it together. Our kids were there. There was a lot of cheering section. Mizzou let us use their practice facility, and the event started on time, which you know how hard it is to plan an event.
Yes.
So the event started on time. The volunteers did a wonderful job. So thank you, Soul Runner and the High Rocks community, for putting this on. People came from all over Missouri. I think there was some out-of-state folks actually there. So it's everyone's asking if you're ready to do the next one. I don't think so.
Check the box.
Checked.
Where's the next box?
On to the next one. My next event is the Capital City Race.
That's right. Stroller. We're going to have a stroller.
Oh,
this
yeah,
year?
yeah.
Okay.
She's heavier. We're going to have to grease the wheels up a little bit better. I am lighter. I did have a goal.
Yep.
Before the competition to lose some weight for this run, and I put my mind to it, and I was lighter, 8 pounds lighter in almost 30 days. No, it started prior to that. I was already in that mode, but the consistency of those 10 days got me way less than carrying a backpack that people used to train in.
Yes.
So got rid of that, but now I'm on a roll, consistent. But it wasn't I'm all in and I'm a High Rocks person now and train where I would have just destroyed muscles and not done it correctly. So seeing how it went, but it was wonderful. Stacy stuck with me the entire time. It was amazing seeing how strong she is at this part of her life. And every other female that was out there.
Well, I like the things I took from what your description of the event and everything, and just everything that went with it was, you guys had a goal. Mm-hmm. Goal 1, to finish. Goal 2, you stay right behind Stacy.
Yeah.
Just follow Stacy. Follow
the leader.
You don't need to lead if you're not in the shape or in the position to be the leader, which for you is probably in the back of your mind probably rattling around because you're kind of the mover and the shaker in life outside of high rocks. You know what I mean? So it's like, wait, I got to submit control to my wife when I'm usually the one that's in the driver's seat.
And it's a fitness competition, and I got to be the tough one. And I was like, Ego, wherever you're at,
I need you to take.
You're not allowed today.
Off during this high rock.
Ego, you are not allowed today. Stacy, lead the way.
Yeah,
it was so much fun. And
that's awesome.
Crossing the finish line together. We learned a lot about ourselves and
each other.
And a lot of the High Rocks training videos and even everybody there was like, don't start off fast. People get in this, guys, first we can kill these laps. No, like it was back to doing your New Year's resolutions. Like, don't start fast. Start.
Yeah, start.
Don't do what you're not usually doing, like ease into it. And it's okay with easing into it because I was easing in a dangerous territory.
Yeah, you're in uncharted territories for
Uncharted territory, but it was an incredible event, a good reminder that in my 40s, I can still knock this out.
Yeah.
I'm still able to move and push things around and have some sort of stamina.
That's good. Well, proud of you for doing it. I know whenever you told me the week of, let me know what you had.
He was just laughing.
He was like, I was like, "Are you ready for this?" You're like, "Absolutely not." Like, I'm not. I'm going to try and lose 5 pounds this last week to just get a little bit extra weight off, and you managed to do that by Wednesday or Thursday, so you were ahead of schedule there. But yeah, I mean, it's just as scary as all this stuff seems, whether it be the first time doing something or just going in an avenue that you're not familiar with. Did anybody die?
Nobody died.
And how many times we talk ourselves out of doing things that we're not comfortable doing because it's not part of the daily routine or this and that or getting outside of your comfort zone. Those are great opportunities. And some people look at them as, not an opportunity, and that's what every day is.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to get better, So, but on the flip side, you have an opportunity to get worse, so every morning you wake up, whenever I get up, it's, what are we going to do today? We're going to get after it or we're going to mail it in, so.
Opportunity for sure.
Grateful to have the opportunity to seize the opportunity to have another day, to get better. So something I was harping on just preaching to the kids club wrestlers over at Helias at the TriCap program was, guys, it's not all about the big stuff and the fireworks and the explosions at the end of the tunnel and the confetti. I was like, what it takes is doing the first step right, and then getting the second step right, and then the third step right. And you do all these little steps correctly, that's going to build your big finale, But you can't get to the big finale by skipping steps 1 through 10. You got to do it in order, the right way. So that's one thing I've been working with.
And great job on your part to explain that to them.
Well, I just look at it from a standpoint of what could I have benefited from hearing different from what I heard growing up, and it's a different time. When we were growing up, we had a lot of volunteer coaches that were getting off of work, drinking a 12-pack of beer, then coming to practice. So you kind of, man, why do all these coaches smell the same? You don't realize that when you're younger, but you realize like, okay, maybe we didn't have the best, rules set in place or just the best opportunity for coaches and kids to flourish. So.
But and I'm seeing coaching now. It's like, all right, we're going to practice to win. We got to do this to win. We're going to join this tournament to win. It's like, no, let's just get better.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's what at least you're teaching. Let's just get better every day.
Well, it's just the emphasis on the little things. If you can't wake up and thank God for having an opportunity to have another day, like, okay, you're not doing step 1. Okay, that's fairly easy to do, right? So if you start your day off with just not doing things that you need to do to be better every day, you're setting yourself up for, because all day you're thinking about the first 3 things you didn't accomplish, I didn't make my bed, I didn't pray, I didn't reflect, I didn't, simple things that just take some quiet time. And, you can do it when you're in the bathroom, you can do it on your way to work. Like, there's ways to do it, and you just got to.
There's plenty of time.
If it's important, you'll make the time to do it, so very important there. But yeah, it's just, I work with these kids on just the little things, the little things, you do enough of those little things, they add up to big things, and that's not just with wrestling, that's with life, wrestling's a very good comparison on how life is. There's ups, there's downs, there's hard times, there's good times, there's times you win, there's times you lose, so I want those kids to understand that this isn't just related to running a cradle or running a double leg takedown, but this applies to school, applies to home, it applies to your spiritual life.
It's going to get
all of it.
tough.
Yeah.
It's
So
going to get tough. Guaranteed.
just trying to get this next generation of kids in a mindset that, we don't look for excuses. We don't use excuses. We do the work. If we make mistakes, we own them, move forward, So these are all things that I wish I would have been maybe focused on more as a kid going through the process. But so I don't know. We'll see.
We had a lesson like that last night at home.
Okay.
I told them if they were able to put me on my back, they could get ice cream. My kids.
Did you roll over?
So, I made them earn it.
Did you want ice cream too?
I made them earn it. No, this is ice cream for them.
I'm down. All right, let's go, guys.
It took a while, but I didn't want them to quit.
Yeah.
I wanted them to work together. And it took the little one to finally be like, guys, don't give up. And she did. Once she did the last one, after like 5 minutes of them just like, because Jacob's just like punching me and ramming me, like just trying to kill me. Like this is gonna go on his back, whether he's alive or not. But Marley goes for the last push, and I'm like, oh man, like here we go. And then they did it. I was like, oh no. So we get ice cream, and the accomplishment was achieved.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the other part I kind of emphasize too is like, hey. And again, like life, whether it be wrestling or wrestling with the kids at home, like everything's not going to go right the first time. You're going to have to regroup. All right, new game plan. How are we going to get daddy on his back? All right, you go this way, I'll come in from this. Like, you're going to have to think about it, And just because it doesn't work the first time doesn't mean it's not going to. It's just you have to be persistent,
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't work or if you don't get the answer you want, all right, back to the lab. Let's work harder. Let's fix this. Let's fix that. All right, let's try it again tomorrow, or we'll try it again in 5 minutes when Dad's rested. Or
I did remind him this morning. I said it's going to take 3 of you to take Daddy down.
Yep.
Don't you forget.
That's right.
Until he gets bigger than me and just whoops my butt.
Watch him be like 6'9", 300 pounds.
I don't know if he has the DNA for that. But where are we going? Matt's going to surprise me today.
Yeah. So just going to talk about a couple things I got going on this week.
Mm-hmm.
Week didn't start off great. Sunday morning workout. The old timer on the wall over there got a static electric shock that sent that thing to the graveyard. No. So I had to get another one of those. And then I got here Monday morning bright and early, and the furnace was not cooperating like we were hoping. So
we are in wintertime.
It was a brisk. Well, granted, outside it was 12, felt like 2. So I think that had something to do with it. But so yeah, the most part of the day back here, it was about 48 to 58 degrees, pretty steady. So we worked through some stuff. I had clients. I'm like, hey, it's going to be cold in here, but if you guys want to sit there and talk, it's only going to get colder.
It's not your standard gym here.
Let's get pushing. So, but no, everybody did really good on that. But again, I always think I'm in control of my place and my gym and this and that. But again, it's just a nice reminder that no, you're not. I'm not always in control. I can't control a furnace. I can't control
the weather,
static electricity on a timer, So these are all things that used to just derail me. If I had something not go my way, I would just fold the day.
The day's over.
Well, guess God didn't want me to do anything productive today. I'll just go home and drink, or whatever. So important things, we're not always in control. And guess what? That's okay.
And again, like you said, it's an opportunity to pivot, adapt.
Yep.
Pivot, adapt.
So I wound up having to work out about 6 times on Monday to try and
just to get
keep
warm.
my body temperature at sub freezing temperatures. But yeah, so just a little lesson there. Every day is not going to go your way, but don't quit on it because it turned out to be a pretty good day by the end of it.
And then you get in the business world, and every day doesn't go your day.
Yeah,
your
and
way.
you find out that's like an everyday thing. All right, what's broken now? What do we need to
fix now? Which part of and it could be 6 a.m. or 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Or the phone call at 10:30 p.m. saying something's not happening tomorrow morning.
I'm sure Gerardo was real excited that I was texting him about 5:58 Monday morning.
It was early in the morning. Yep.
But we got it through it. We got it figured out.
But I texted you back right away.
Right away. Not saying you.
It's like, okay, we'll get somebody on it because I could have ruined my day.
Yeah.
Damn, it went out. Where the heck am I going to come up with
next?
$12,000 for a furnace? And then I got the other 2. No, it was just, all right, we'll get on it. We'll fix it.
Yep. So that's one thing that I can recognize today, that what I would have done in the past versus what I do today. So again, little signs of growth, things you used to do bad all the time that now you kind of recognize, and when you feel that coming, all right, we got to get back on track, get back on gear.
It's just God giving you another opportunity.
Yep. So, but yeah. So last night had a busy day yesterday. Went out to my AA Wardsville meeting out there.
Okay.
There's some good old boys out there. It's you get some good stories, and there's a lot of years of sobriety in those halls. So that was one of the first places I went when I got out of rehab, was out there. So it's kind of my home away from home group, you know.
I know that.
Just some good old boys out there that are going to shoot you as straight as an arrow, you know. So that's what I needed early on. But kind of the reason why I brought that up was, so one of the guys that's a regular out there, he texted me over Christmas saying, "Merry Christmas, would love to see you out at Wardsville, you know, guys would love to see you." And I texted him back, "Oh, I know, Brian, it's something I need to do. You know, I'm doing the tri-cap this year, so, you know, just longer days, longer nights, and just get a little harder to get out there." And that was an excuse. You know, I knew after I sent it, like, that's not what he was wanting to hear. He was wanting to see me come out there. So I was like, I need to make a priority to do that. Well, then a week later, or about first week of January, I get a text from a guy that I've known for a long time. We didn't have each other's numbers. He works with my brother, so he was able to get my number through him. And I got a text from him the other day that said, "Hey, you know, I kind of know what you've been through and what you've been going through. I just want to let you know I'm 6 days in, you know, I'm being sober." Him and his wife are both going to do it. He's doing, you know, 90 meetings in 90 days. So he's going to a meeting every day. But again, the last person I would have ever expected to not have their shit figured out, you know. So for me, I see people like that, and it just gives me a little bit more peace of mind on myself and some grace on myself for, you know, holding myself to a different standard than I do anybody else. You know what I mean? So I need to hold myself in that same amount of grace, that same amount of tough love on me that I show to other people too. So, but the story, or the point of that story is, so he reached out to me, and then we wound up talking on Monday on the phone, and asked him how he's doing, how many meetings he's going to, which ones he's going to on different days, and doing all this and that. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll be out at Wardsville tomorrow night," or on, what did I say, Wednesday? Yeah, so I'll be out at Wardsville Tuesday night. And I was like, oh man, this is my opportunity to do it, you know? I was like, I can make Brian and them happy by getting out there and seeing the guys like I said I would, and then also supporting this other dude that's in the early days of sobriety. So made it out there last night. Really good to be back. They were in a new meeting hall than the last time I was out there, so I was about 5 minutes late for the meeting because basically they have a building in the very back here, and then I guess that was built first because then they built condos and duplexes, like a whole subdivision. So I'm like in this residential neighborhood looking for like a big shed. So I'm pulling up Google Maps trying to figure out where this actual physical address is, and it's like behind a creek, and I'm like, but anyways, there was an access road, gravel access road that was next to a driveway that you can't see in the dark, so it's like, you know, creeping down there. But anyways, found the spot, got in there, but it was good getting to see all the guys. You know, a lot of those guys have been around for a long time, so they're getting older, and, you know, eventually their time's going to come when they pass. So I need to make it a priority just to get out there more. But it was good. I mean, just like every other AA meeting, I've never left feeling worse than I did going in, so I always feel great coming out. You know, but we talked a lot about like early sobriety and like being prepared for the unexpected. You know, let's say so for me, my story or my example was the week I got out of rehab, my best friend was getting married that Saturday. So that usually means a wedding, a reception, lots of booze, lots of, you know, all that stuff.
Rehearsal dinner, booze.
Yeah, so that's one thing that they really harped on was just having a plan, having a backup plan, having a way out if you need it.
Yeah.
You know, so that was just in my head the whole time. Like I got, you know, and I wasn't driving at the time, so I had to Uber, and then was out at Wardsville Lions Club. So I got an Uber out there, and then I was like, all right, I got my Uber. I can call this guy. I got his personal number, so I could call him, explain the situation on the way out there. He's like, oh yeah, man, just give me a call. You know, we'll get it hooked up. So anyways, made it to about 9:30, and then, you know, the tables start getting moved, and the dance floor starts really expanding. You know, and that was
your dancing feet start tingling.
That was the point where my stomach started. My gut was telling me to
party time.
To probably get out of there. You know, just for the temptation, you know. Maybe you're good, maybe you're not. You just got out of rehab. Is that worth rolling the dice and thinking you got it. Next thing you know, you wake up the next day back where you were. So whenever I got there, like I had probably my 5 foxhole buddies, my closest buddies, were aware of what I just got out of and what my situation was at the wedding. But not everybody knew. So we're all at these long style tables at the reception before the dance started, and Buddy comes over with 20 Bud Lights in his hands, and he's dropping them off in front of everybody. And he dropped one off in front of me, and about the time, as soon as his hand went off of that beer can, there was like 5 hands on top of it trying to fight. Like, nope, not Chinny. But anyway, so then I kind of told the rest of the table what was going on, and everybody was super understanding, super supportive. So I knew I was safe in that regard, just with not getting peer pressure from friends or anything like that. So, it's just having that plan, having that backup plan, having the plan to if things go sideways, there's okay to leave.
And again, that's like accountability is the truest form of love, is what a sentence that stays in my head. Those guys loved you to hold you that accountable and help you out.
Yeah.
So stick with the people that actually love you.
Yeah, and
to care enough to respect your decisions. Because back to the wrong crew.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just one, man. Well,
that's my follow-up to that is you really find out who your true friends are when you go through something like that. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I told those 5 guys that were my best friends, they were well aware, but everybody else that knew, they didn't care. Yeah. There wasn't any phone calls. There wasn't any, hey, you need a ride out to the wedding, or hey, you need a whatever. You name it. They were offering to do it, and they were willing to do it. And the thing about it is, like, I gave them every reason not to want to help me out.
Right.
Like, I was a terrible friend for a long time because of all that shit. So, again, it really shows you who your true friends are going through something like that, because you find out who's using you for a drinking buddy, who's there for you through the thick and the thin. So.
Who wants you to get better and who doesn't really care.
Yeah, well, that was my moment where I realized, it's not about quantity of friends and how many and this and that. It's the quality of those friends, Beautiful. So I keep the foxhole small, maybe 10 people that I talk to regularly just throughout the week in, week out. So those are good things I always like to remind myself of.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So,
and full circle, you're back in Wardsville.
Full circle, made it to Wardsville, and the fun thing is, the guy that just recently reached out and got sober, he was texting me like, man, I'm 6 days sober, and I'm learning so much about myself and finding out really, starting to find out really who I am and my true potential and this and that. And I said, well, the good news, buddy, is this: is like, you're only 6 days in, like you're just pulling on a little string right now. There's going to be a door that opens where your mind is just going to go, what have I been doing all this time? And I was like, I still get those moments today. It's not as ooh and on as it was like the first year, the first 2 years, the first 3 years, but there's little things that God sprinkles in my life all the time that are just little friendly reminders to be grateful, be thankful, show gratitude and keep moving forward. So those are important things for me nowadays.
Can someone attend a AA meeting just to see how it goes? Like, could I show up and
so there's open meetings and there's closed meetings. An open meeting means it's open to anybody. So like, open meetings, we'll get a lot of like new nurses, incoming nurses that are working with.
Just learn
so they
behavior.
Can just observe the behavior and all that stuff. If you're not somebody that is an alcoholic and you're at an open meeting, you kind of keep yourself limited to just listening.
Yeah.
But it's just an eye in on, if you're having a rough day and you can make an open AA meeting and you're not an alcoholic, you would be surprised how normal you feel walking out of there. Because it's what we do when we're in our drinking and drugging phase, like, it doesn't make sense to any normal, drugged up
Why
person,
would you do that?
It doesn't make sense. Why would you drive a picnic table down High Street? Like, why? Yeah, if I had that answer, I probably wouldn't have done it. Clearly, I wasn't thinking straight. So here I am in jail again, So it's, just little friendly reminders. But yeah, so, and then this Sunday, I turned 41.
Oh, birthday boy?
Birthday week, yep. So we got some dinner reservations for Saturday night, me and the fam. So excited about
Local?
that. Yeah, we're just going to go the one and only, the Grand Cafe.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin Thompson, for the reservation.
Shout out, Kevin.
Appreciate it. So we're going to look forward to that. The oldest nephew goes back to college, so this is his last week. We'll get to probably see him for a while till the end of the year. So it'll be good getting everybody together and
officially into your 40s.
Yeah, officially.
How do you feel?
I feel the same.
The same?
I feel the same.
Better than 7 years ago.
I don't feel, yes. Compared to whenever I was sober, I would take 41 over 34 and below any day of the week.
Dang.
Yeah. Very blessed life now. My priorities are family, friends, work, and just trying to get better every day.
No, it is impressive your what you do for your work and what you've done here. So if we can take a second to congratulate, be proud of yourself and what you've done.
Yeah, well, I say work. I don't mean it like that.
It
doesn't feel like work every day. Like I love working with people. I like helping people, whether it be physically, whether they want to lose weight, get stronger, whether they're having a tough mental time or a tough spiritual time. Like I want to see the best out of everybody. I want to see everybody that comes in here reach their full potential. And if I can help, again, that's kind of what got me on this journey from the beginning. If my story will help one person, I'll keep doing it. And there's been a lot more than one person. So
and a huge shout out to all Downtown Fitness players and community clientele, because we love seeing you guys. Yeah, especially when it's cold and you got to come in through the front door like, ooh, they're here for Matt. Ooh, they're here for Matt. And it's beautiful seeing what you're doing now. It's all ages.
Yeah.
It's everyone. It's open for anyone. It's very cool, Matt.
Yep. So we had a new girl come in today, or actually two new girls come in today. One's a lobbyist, so she's here. She works out Wednesdays with me and went to college with her and stuff. So she's seen me at the best of times and the worst of times, but we still joke around that a lot. But yeah, so I had a couple new clients start today. But yeah, just staying busy, loving it, and just hitting the ground running.
Planning for growth this year, or just seeing how it goes?
Yeah, so it's one of those, everyone always thinks like first year I get busy because of New Year's resolutions and all that, and I usually get a couple of those people, but the ones I did this year, they started like a couple weeks before Christmas.
Sweet.
So they kind of got an early start. But it's one of those things now where lobbyists, legislators, they tell two friends, they tell a friend, so it's I get a lot of business first of the year just from the state capitol.
Those guys that are here.
That stuff. So it's going great, staying busy with it. But how about you guys? What do you guys got lined up for this week?
This week,
shout out Mikey. He's killing it, right?
Michael Heisman, buyer, seller, investor extraordinaire.
Yep.
He is very proud of Mike. He is in his third year and it's finally clicked. So for those that are considering real estate, I tell my guys on the first interview, this is a 3 to 5 year commitment, because that's how long it's going to take for you to make it work. It's not an overnight thing.
Don't give up 30 seconds before the miracle.
Yep. Your first closing isn't going to make you rich. Your first 2 tax returns are going to surprise you. And then when you start making money, it's going to surprise you even more. But Mikey is in his third year. It's all clicking. He's coming in with a different attitude. He's kind of like implementing everything now.
Kind of getting it all
focused. And it's hard to focus as a 24-year-old to start a career, because it's having a lot of experience now with younger, straight out of high school human beings, we'll call them. They have so many decisions to make every second. And they're so busy and it's busy and they know everything. But letting them be themselves, here's all I can provide. Here's kind of the system we run. Here's how I'm going to help you. Mikey was able to this year, but it started 3 months ago. It started clicking 3 months ago, because that's really how long it takes in the real estate world to close something. 3 to 4 months, from beginning to end. So it's not like, hey, I want to buy a house. Cool, I'll collect that check next week. No, nowhere. That never happens unless you have a cash investor, and you're very lucky if that were to happen. But it's been cool seeing him stick around, not give up. It's been a struggle. It hasn't been easy. And then I'm starting my 19th year. Middle of the year, I'll be starting my 20th year in real estate, and it's that's what I've been trying to figure out this week, this month. because again, I figured out we put our goals into place October, November. We go into them January 1st, and things don't start going that way. So I've kind of just been, we have goals and stuff in place, but just really asking more questions and doing the math, kind of stepping back and looking at it, really asking the questions. What do I really want to do this year? How do I want to attack it? All that stuff. So we're figuring out that this week.
Now, do you do that separate from like a work goal for the year or a work vision for the year?
I used to.
And then you and Stacy doing a home kind of family plan.
I used to separate them all, but they always just end up colliding.
Yeah. Because
one affects the other so much.
Yeah.
So now one of our coaches, we sat on 2-3 Zooms with her, and it came up with just 4 buckets a day. What are the 4 buckets you got to fill in a day? And then here's how you attack each bucket. There's just 3 steps to attach each bucket. So it ended up being with the first 3 were like business, because that's what's important when you're in business. You have to be in business, stay in business, which for me boils down to marketing, negotiating, prospecting. And then the 4th bucket was just family, me, which me is, if I control me, I'm able to be present for my family.
Right.
So that's kind of how we prepared for this year. Just seeing the 4 buckets and laying them all out, seeing it, seeing the plan, seeing the system. That's as simple as I want it to be this year.
Now, do you notice, and I'm just asking this for more just the listeners, but do you ever explain a little bit more about the benefits that you found kind of doing your business goal planning or vision planning for this year, separate from family stuff, and since you're doing it kind of all as one now, how has that changed your approach to setting those visions or setting those goals for the year?
I love that, because I just had a conversation this morning with an old friend of mine, and her word for this year is less. So the more I've been, again, God,
less is more type of
yes.
mentality?
With less, you're capable of more.
Mm-hmm.
Add the capable in there, because seeing these top producers, high producing people, with the Jeff Bezos in them, the 4-hour work week. If you read the 4-hour work week by Tim Ferriss, it boils down to just 3 decisions a day. That should only take you 4 hours, and then you're done for the day. And that's pretty much the basis of that book. But it's no, I can't think that way. I'm awake for 18 hours. I'm awake for 23 hours because people don't sleep anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm supposed to be busy. And that used to be the old me. And I just need to be productive. The less, because one thing can take care of a lot. Just taking care of one thing. One 20-minute breathing exercise will be just as much as a 2-hour run. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but it's an example. The breathing, the controlled breathing you can do in 20 minutes. Maybe could be the controlled breathing you do at the end of your run.
Yeah.
When you're finally dialed in, and then you're.
So the best way I would explain that is
help me out on that.
So the benefit I get from running 10 miles, that calms this guy down, quiets it down.
10 miles.
Yeah. So that's what I was doing whenever I first got out. It was 10 miles a day minimum, because that's what quieted everything. So I didn't question. I just kept doing it because it was great. I never had that feeling as long as I could remember. So, hey, if this works, I'll just keep doing it. Simple enough, no questions, no complications, just go run. Well, that does take time. 10 miles, hour and a half-ish, you're probably looking at somewhere between there. So if you don't have an hour and a half to go run 10 miles and then take a shower and then be at this meeting by 8 o'clock in the morning, a breathing exercise for 20 minutes could get you to the point where it'll get you through that 8 o'clock meeting. And then when you do get your longer break at noon, then you can go do your run. Or after work, then you can go do your 10-mile run, where in the meantime, you've got little patches to hold you over until you get the chance to do that hard workout or go on that long run or do what you need to really calm yourself down. So again, little plug and plays there where you can kind of do these little things.
Or like a 5-minute, 10-minute stretch. Even if you didn't work out at 5:30 a.m., just do that 5-10 minute stretch that it was like, all right, body's prepared to go.
Yeah, and again, that's part of that consistency that we talk about. You know, if you just skip the stretch, well, I woke up, I snoozed it twice, so it's not even worth doing 10 minutes worth of anything.
And a big mistake that I made early in my career was I put business before me. You know, and now I've switched those because if I'm not taking care of me, I'm really not taking care of my business.
Yeah. Well,
you know, that was a hard thing to make work in my head.
Oh, I know. Same here. Same here. It's not easy to make those big changes where you've done it for so long and then all of a sudden we're just flipping it around. But yeah, no, it's definitely something that I struggle with. Still have to remind myself, like, tone it down, slow it down a little bit, like, be present. What are we doing here? Make sure we're not just running around like crazy just to look like we're busy. You know, well, what'd you get accomplished running around like that? Well, nothing. Well, you just wasted time. Where, like you said, 4 hours of just, all right, here, boom, there's 4, you know? So getting done more with less time, but just be more present in the time that you're doing your research, doing your homework, doing whatever it is. But I always look at that kind of as people that have just a lot of attachments, whether it be a side gig here and then a main job here and then another side gig on the weekends. Like, well, I get that you're working 4 jobs and your money's good, but like if you just focused on one of these things and got super good at it, like the growth is exponential, you know, where, yeah, you're doing this and you're part-time here and you're part-time here, but you have no growth here, you have no growth here, and here you hate this job, you know, where it's like, well, hey, how about we just focus on one of those and just flourish.
Just give all your energy. Like you said, this doesn't feel like work to you. No. This isn't work.
Well, I can tell you, and the reason why I know these things and I can say that is because I was that guy that was working 4 jobs to try and pay the bills and support a girl that was living with me while she was finishing up college. So then when she got done, then I could go back and do all that. And, you know, so I'm trying to do what I got to do. You know, was it the smartest thing or the best way to go about hitting your month-end monetary goal you got to hit? Probably not, but I didn't have the time to really stop, really get a plan going, and I probably did. I just chose not to look at it like that. But so I know what that's like, getting done with one job and then going straight to the other one and then going right over to the one after that. Or like you get done with the day job and then you got your night job and then the weekend you're bartending until 4 in the morning. Like, it's a rough way to go about life, you know, and it's very chaotic and it's just all over the place. You got to remember what day it is. You remember where you got to be.
And it's very hard to understand at a young age. Like, what, you don't want me to do all this, but how am I going to make, there's no way I can make that much money just doing one thing.
Right.
It's like you won't, you can, and you won't need that much money if you do less, again, however you run your life.
Yeah. So what I noticed is whenever I focused on doing one thing, which I was doing 2 things when I got this up and running. I was helping Dukes on the Boulevard open up. You know, but I had to have a safety net because I wasn't starting out here with a full clientele, you know. So it all worked out to the point where I got to a break-even point here, and then I had to take that leap of faith off the high dive because, you know, still working over at Dukes, well, that's 6 hours of your day that you're not able to train. So unless you take that leap, you're going to have to take a little bit of risk and try and fill those evening appointments or those middle of the day appointments where you used to be working. But you got people calling, so they're wanting it. I had to make that choice, and it was a very, very hard one because of the unknown, the fear of failing, or what if I don't make it, or, you know, all the things that we run through just in between the ears. You know, but
it's a tough decision, but it's okay to start out that way. I mean, we all start out that way.
Yeah, well, and this didn't just come from me reaching out to Gerardo, asking him if he had a spot. Divine intervention happened. Gerardo called me out of the blue. He said, hey, man, I don't know where you're at or what you got going right now, but I got a spot if you're, because I guess what I'd been thinking about the previous 3 months before that. Man, I really probably need to look for a space. But I was getting out of rehab, getting out of being sober, paying legal bills and trying to dig myself out of the hole I put myself in.
And I had no idea about
from all the years
that
of
was
drinking.
Happening. Yeah.
And then just divinely, I get a random call from Gerardo like, hey, man, you still wanting to train? I got a spot here. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I'll look at it, but I don't have, it can't be a super expensive spot. This price was, if it would have been $1 higher, I probably would have said no. Like, everything that happened and was presented, like, all fit within the confines of what I could afford, what I could swing, overhead, all that stuff. So once that happened, I got in here. About 3 months after that, I made the leap, left Dukes, started this full time, and here we are.
I remember that day where he was like, hey, I'm leaving Dukes, going full time. It's like, How can I help? How can I continue to
that
help?
was the first thing you asked. What can I do? What can I, how can I help? How
What
can
more
I
do you need?
How can I make sure you succeed, or how can I help you succeed? So again, there's a reason why my foxhole includes Gerardo and just those people I talk about, because I didn't ask him for help. I didn't ask for his input. He was willing to give it to me. And for me, someone fresh out of rehab and freshly sober, like, I was still trying to battle with myself, like, I'm worthy, I'm okay, I'm allowed to receive good things, whether it be compliments or people reaching out, checking on me. Like, I didn't feel deserving of any of that stuff. I felt like I was about that big, and I didn't have any self-worth. That was my big issue getting out of rehab, was just, that's who you were, Matt. Is that who you are today? Well, no, I've done this. Like, okay, so why are you still looking at yourself as the old you, as opposed to the person of all the work you've done up until this point? So very hard for me to get out of that thinking cycle, which is what led me to the BetterHelp, which is me getting a hold of Linda and her walking me through how to look at myself as who I was versus who I am. And that, man, once I got out of that prison of just not hating myself all the time, you want to talk about some chains being broken, brother. It was like I was a brand new person, So BetterHelp's out there, guys. Positive self-talk, all the things we need to do on a daily basis.
No, it's difficult. It's hard. I have that conversation with my wife still. Stacy is, because I just know how much females beat themselves up. Living with them for this long now, and having sisters, or having a sister, and
now you got daughters.
And now I have daughters, a teenager, and they just beat themselves up. It's no matter what advice or things, it has to come from within. Like you, at least I'm exposing my daughter and Stacy, like, with conversations of how that can help you out. But it's the self-talk.
It's tough.
That self is just,
you're the only person that hears it.
The only programs you have in here is what you've programmed in here.
Yeah.
So there is other people that want to help, that can help.
Yeah.
Would love to help you. Like, yes, I know there's amazing amount of headlines going on right now. Social media has become a platform for experts. If I need expert advice or expert solutions, I go on Facebook, and everybody there has them all, knows what's going on, knows that we don't know anything. But yes, there's freedom of speech. You're allowed to do that here in this country, which is still why it's a great country, but it's more divided than ever.
Yeah.
Well, we're seeing it. But don't let that be the decider of your thoughts and what your habits are, because there's good people. This foxhole is small. There's still people that want to help. There's professional help.
Yeah.
You never know who will be able to change your life in just one conversation.
Well, and the other thing too, just to piggyback off of that, like, God puts people in your lives at certain times that you have no idea what the plan is, So when Gerardo reached out to me out of the blue, that was a sign. Whenever I got to the point where I told John from Dukes that I'm stepping away to do this full time, which was the discussion we had before I took the job, that this is my plan.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a temporary thing, but getting to that point, and then just like I said, there's just so many things that have happened in my life that have just been so randomly coincidental, like too many things to be actually coincidental, So.
And that's exactly how you planned it, right?
No, not at all, because I'm a control freak.
And back to the business planning and life planning. We used to do the vision boards, and like, oh, I want that Lamborghini. No, next year I don't want the Lamborghini. I didn't buy it, so I want the Ferrari now. Oh, I didn't make enough to entire year to afford that Ferrari, yada yada. But over the years, the goal planning, just if I can't control, love, or take care of myself, how am I supposed to do that with other people? And now that the business is growing, has grown, and I don't have that many employees. Some of my clients, I'm like, how many employees do you have? Well, we went from 35 to 87. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were huge at 30. You were huge at 35. I was like, I'm babysitting 8 people, and it's hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can plan for it. You'll either fall short of it or go way past it. But as long as you somehow get yourself prepared,
Yeah.
somehow, some way, and my goal we were talking about Ed Milet today, and Ed Milet's a great person to listen to. Very positive. I didn't know he had joined in with real estate mentors and real estate coaches now. So now, which is great because that person, instead of just teaching business, now is teaching self-development, self-help, self-care. And then you get into the male side of things where my friend this morning, she was like, Gerardo, you're getting soft at your age. I was like, I've always been soft. I've always been all about emotion. Like, I love being emotional. I've always loved. But now more than ever, I'm just able to just let it out.
Yeah.
Let it out. And God forbid, like, he's taking these people from us. But I never knew I'd go to this many funerals at this stage of my life.
Yeah.
And being there and seeing someone get rolled out of church the last time they'll be at that church that they've given everything to, loved for. That's all emotional stuff. And the person that my kids thought it was a family member, like, they're losing a family member. Life is just hard. Don't make it harder than it already is.
Well, and just in lieu of that, like, just thinking about, just the division that we've got in this country, or just, whatever, if you're on social media, you just see it a lot. But I look at it from more of, instead of looking at it as a countrywide, I kind of look at it from my community, and then I look inwards to outwards, So, yeah, we're seeing all the bad shit that's going on just across the country at this point, but I look at it from internally in. So I look at, like, my small group, myself, my small group, my family, my friends, and I just keep going out. And I don't know about you guys, but in this community, like, I don't see anything even remotely close to what you hear from the news or what you hear from the
Great point.
Social media, whatever it is. So if you're nerved and you're racked and you're stressed because you're watching all this crap that's going on all over the country, we've got it great right here. And if you don't appreciate that, which I never really did until we went through COVID, to appreciate the community that we live in and how we're governed and how we're, we are allowed a lot of freedom that a lot of places weren't during those times. So that was the first time I really appreciated being and living here in Jefferson City. So my big thing is, like, just if you're getting overwhelmed by all the stuff that you're seeing on the phones and all the social media and all the news, take a step away from it. Look at your community here. Where can you help? Where can we do better here? Yeah. Because that's all going to grow outward as we try and practice and preach what we're,
and focus on what you can control.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
Start here. What's happening in Minneapolis right now? No, you can't. But what we can do is we can control what's happening in our community. You see that lady needing help with groceries in the back of her car at the grocery store, or hold the door open for somebody and say, "Good morning." Yeah. Like, that's not hard stuff, but it's all little things we can do. Take a walk in your neighborhood and wave at everybody that drives by. I do it all the time now automatically, where before I had to, like, I didn't want to wave at people because I was, they don't know what I've been through today and what time my alarm clock went off.
I have it worse than they do. I have it worse than they do.
But how stupid of a conversation is that, So anyways, look internally, guys. Our community is great. Help your community, and then you can work more nationally if you so choose. But
and internationally, if
you keep it right here where you're from, where you live, and where you interact every day, just be a better person to those people. Guess what? It's contagious. So, anything else you want to add, dude?
Great point. No, that's, I like that. It surprised me.
I like keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, someone needs to.
I like keeping you on your toes. So, in lieu of that, guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in.
Sign-ups have started.
Yes. Capital City Race registration is open. I think last I checked, we've got around 80 some odd people registered so far. So good start to the first of the year.
May is around the corner. It is it's turned into a wonderful Mother's Day event.
Yes.
Bring out your mamas and run with your mamas and
Saturday,
just walk with your mamas.
May 9th. In lieu of that, I do have another announcement.
Okay.
So a couple years ago, I was nominated for the Missouri Mental Health Foundation's
I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that.
Champion Award. It's official now, so I think we can let it drop. So I was nominated a couple years ago, and I took my mom with me. They had a big banquet down at the Capitol Plaza, and it was unbelievable. Me and my mom were both crying throughout the whole thing. It's just a great foundation that likes to recognize people that are trying to do better in their community. And this is a statewide award, so I'm very humbled and very honored. But I got a call a couple weeks ago that I was nominated again, and I was informed that I was this year's champion for the state of Missouri. So
we got a champion in the building.
Yep. So unfortunately, that banquet is Thursday, May 7th, 2 days before my race,
Perfect.
which is already a.
That's exactly what God wanted you to do.
But here's the deal I told myself. I made it work 2 years ago when I got nominated. I'll make it work again this year. So I'm just grateful I've got people around me, my supporting cast of race coordinators and stuff that are willing to take the extra responsibility since I'm going to be gone doing that. So again, it's the people you keep close to you, the ones that you can count on when it's thick or thin. So very honored to be nominated, very honored to be the winner. In lieu of that, I've got a couple people that are going to be speaking on my behalf. Somebody might be sitting close to me here. I've asked to be.
I am honored,
so
and you've earned it.
I appreciate it. So that's all I got. How about you?
Congratulations to Indiana Hoosiers. Speaking of champions, to witness the 16-0 season.
Probably not going to see that again for a while.
During the NIL and the trade portal, what a cool story to watch.
Hats off.
I'm a big football fan.
Hats off to Indiana.
Yeah, that was wonderful to watch, and they did it classy, and they made it happen.
Yep.
So go and make it happen. Be a champion like Mr. Matt here.
And the Indiana Hoosiers. All right. Thank you, guys. Till next time.
Adios.
See you.